Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to you all. We're just doing final checks, making sure everything's working correctly. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And then we'll get dived in. So get a drink, park your bum, and let's have a little chat for an hour or so. I think we're about ready. Everything looking good that I can tell. I hope you're ready. Shall we press a button or two? Let's see what happens when I press this one.
Ancient beings came forth from the stars. They brought fire to the Okkar when our ancestors walked the sands and lifted them to the sky. Now we sail the stars. Servants, warriors, merchants, clerics, prideful masters of a domain spanning worlds. There have been missteps. A vicious war settled with a flawed peace. Scarred voices call to restore our honor. Division in a unified people. The ancients hear our discord. They rise. filled with wrath.
Hello, good evening. How are you all? That's quite an interesting little trailer there, isn't it? Ooh, bit splendid that suits you, sir. Yes, that is our new announcement trailer. If you've not seen it, I hope you enjoyed that. And wonderfully narrated by June Yoon, who plays our Tareen in the game. And yeah, I didn't actually realize this, but Lee's just told us that he actually wrote the script for that. So there you go. Kudos to Lee, who you probably know as our PR director, also a very astute writer as well. So yeah, there we go. Right, so we're out of kilter a little bit here, aren't we? Yes, we did a stream last week. A few little hints here and there. And then obviously we had a little announcement on Monday of the next expansion, which, as you now know, is called Wrath of the Ancients. So myself and Lee and Michael decided that it would be a nice little thing to kind of go over some of the points from the announcement trailer, from the store page, etc. Because I'm sure you've got plenty of questions around the whole expansion. If you do have them, throw them into chat. Lee's going to be collating them as always, and we'll try and answer them. But we are going to go through the points that we can. There is going to be certain ones that we can't. Okay, so just to throw that out there. And we're not going to be doing a full 2-hour stream. This is not a 2-hour stream. It's probably going to be about an hour-ish, something like that. Depends how many questions you boys and girls bring, and also what we can show you, because we are going to be showing some things. So we'll dive in. We're going to do a little bit of a kind of feature list just to see what is coming with the expansion that we're going to tell you about. Later on, we're going to show you one of the new planetary locations that you haven't seen before. Well, technically you have, but you haven't seen up close and personal. So we're going to show that. And then we're going to have a little look at one of the quality of life improvements, which I think quite a lot of our players are going to be quite happy with. Okay, so we'll sneak one of those in as well. So do get your questions in. We'll try and answer as many as we can. And I know I've got some held over from kind of last week as well. So we'll look at those. So just bear with me while I just do that. Yeah, there we go. Yes, we did. Lee's very, very correct. We do need to hold back some of the surprises to keep you all in suspense. We can't just go, hey, this is everything, and just reveal everything. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up EVERSPACE 2 Wrath of the Ancient features. Yes, these are some of the things that are going to be coming your way. Kind of a little bullet point list. If you've not already seen it, it is on our store page, which you can wishlist if you haven't already. What are you playing at? Come on. So yeah, you can wishlist it. I'm just going to put it into chat so you can all see it. Please do dive in there. That's our store page for Wrath of the Ancients. It's available for wishlist on there. It does help us amazingly. Just hitting that wishlist gives us some good numbers. So please do. So what else is coming with Wrath of the Ancients? So you are going to be going on another adventure post main game around the expansion of the known EVERSPACE universe. And by expanding, I mean on what you've actually been able to visit. So there's going to be kind of elements that you're going to come across and you think, oh, I didn't realize that. We've got a lot of lore built in as well. So there's, for you kind of lore nerds out there, I know there's a lot of you and you love the lore. We've got a lot of aspects of that to give to you, to offer as a few breadcrumbs on the way. So absolutely, you're going to love that. And where is it going to happen? Well, you're going to be going into the Okkar civilization, and specifically around their homeworlds, which nobody has seen. You are going to see a little bit later on, obviously, but, you know, you've not been in there. There are going to be some of the side quests as well that are going to be coming with the game, which are amazingly written already. I've seen some of them, sorry. That you're going to be able to access. A bit like Leviathan and Titans, where they kick off midway through your campaign. So Don't expect to be totally left to the end game. The main storyline of Wrath of the Ancients will continue after the end of the main game as such. But you are going to be able to dive into some of the side missions part of the way through the main campaign, which I'm sure you're all going to be excited about, because I know a lot of people are concerned. I've got to get to level cap before I can enjoy some of the content. No, that's not the case. You're going to be able to enjoy some of the content even through your normal playthrough. Wonderful, wonderful. I know a lot of you people have been very excited for this. You are indeed going to take flight in the new flyable Wraith Okkar ship, which is coming to the game. Oh, yes. Now, some of you BDI people will have seen this, and I have put it into the Discord and onto Reddit, and I know it's been in some of the blog posts, so if you haven't seen it, I'm going to actually just show you that now. If I just bring up that. There we go. That is a very early block out of the Wraith Okkar ship. Yes, it looks very splendiferous even in that form. Textures still need to be done. Literally, a lot of what we're going to show is very much early work in progress. So please don't go, oh, that looks terrible because you haven't finished it. Yeah, we literally haven't finished it. So, but yes, people are quite excited for that. But we've got more work to do on that. So give us time. I know you're very, very patient people. We do need to work on things. We do need to make things look a lot nicer. And that is one of those things that are definitely going to look a lot nicer when they come to the game. So I'm just going to let you admire that. I will re-put it up on the Discord so you can all have a look at it on there in a bit more detail. But that is one of the first shots. It won't be the only shot you ever see of the Wraith ship. That is a fact. But it's very, very nice. Very, very nice. But yeah, just admire its beauty. Again, the art team and the vehicle guys that create these are just wonderful. I think we're very, very lucky, if I'm honest, to have such talented guys. And again, because it isn't even fully textured yet, it's kind of a little bit... it still looks good. I mean, even up close and personal in the game, it still looks amazing. But yeah, it'll look even more chef's kiss when we finally get there. I do see the questions coming in. What we might do is, as we're rocking through, as I go through some of the points, I'll stop and then answer some of the questions. We're not going to be doing it every 30 minutes or anything like that like we normally do. So I'll kind of stop and have a look at some of the questions that come in, and we'll try and answer some. We are going to be able to answer all of them, I'm sure. You know, sometimes we need to hold things back. But yeah, that is the Wraith ship, which you're going to be able to fly. Okay, so let's just get rid of that a second. Right, next up then is... you're going to see some new cast that are coming in. So you're going to be coming across some new characters, but also some returning characters. Ooh, speculation. Who's that going to be? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, definitely we're going to be expanding the cast of the characters that you will see. So interesting. Right, I see there's about 5 questions I've got lined up. So I'm going to answer these that are in the various chats. So do bear with me. Alexandra, Type Descriptor, how you doing? I've just seen you drop in on YouTube there. How do you plan to mitigate the factor of experienced players with many hours of gameplay simply face rolling the... I believe it's the content. Hang on, let me just get rid of that. There we go. Face rolling the new content of this expansion with OP ships and guns. There's many ways that we can do that. And the team are very, very conscious that people are going to be quite powerful. Obviously, for some people who are very, very strong already, you're going to feel like you're overpowered. But you generally will probably be playing on harder difficulties anyway, which is going to help you. However, there is certain features that are going to be coming in the game which, you know, are going to challenge you. Put it that way. They're going to be a challenger. Again, there's not much we can say on that, but we're definitely very, very conscious, and the team have discussed things no end. Please do believe me that the amount of meetings the team have when they're trying to tie down features, aspects that they want to bring into the game, and then they make a decision, and then they kind of stick with it. And they do it for many, many reasons. We don't want anybody to think, oh, they just think things on the fly and go, no, we don't want to do that. It's never the case. It literally is a serious discussion across every member of the team. Okay, they're regular meetings just to discuss every aspect of the game that you can think of. So don't worry. There's going to be things that you can do. Being strong is always good, though. Being strong is always good. Grand Chado over... Oh, it's from Steam. This one came all the way from Steam. That was a good one. Will the new enemies also be available in the rifts? That is the plan. Okay, that is the plan. It was one of the questions that I did ask the team yesterday specifically because I wanted to make sure I was up to date with all the information that I can. So that is the plan. Okay, so the new enemies that you come across in the rifts or in the new content will be available in the rifts. Okay, but we've got to kind of pin some things down there. Okay, so just that is the plan. Okay, Bearded Frog, I knew this one was going to come up. Is the spring release for Australian spring or Northern Hemisphere spring or ISS spring? Now, for those of you who don't know, it's a standing joke on YouTube about the International Space Station being way ahead in time of everybody else. However, it is always Northern Hemisphere when we're talking about any kind of dates. Now, obviously, our date is going to be late spring, but it is obviously based around Northern Hemisphere. So, obviously, the team are based in Germany. I'm in the UK. Lee's from Canada. You know, we are Northern Hemisphere. So it's always on that basis. I love that we get this question. I love it. I love it. The Kraken on YouTube. Good question. Here we come. Will the Wraith have customizable cosmetics like the existing ship classes? As far as I'm aware, yes. So everything like the kind of supporter pack will be tweakable onto there. However, I do need to double check that is going to be a definite. I'm 99.5% certain, but I just need to clarify that one with the team next week. But I believe that is the plan. Okay, so Bearded Frogs, Northern Mars Hemisphere then? Yeah. Bearded Frog. Oh, this is going to be an interesting question. Given the origins of the ships we are able to currently buy being Colonial War leftovers, what is the lore explanation behind us being able to purchase an Okkar ship? Not going to tell you. I can't tell you. I really can't. You're going to have to find out when you play the game how you become the owner of an Okkar ship. Because that would be way, way too big on the spoiler. Way, way too big on the spoiler. I don't get me wrong. I actually love that you're kind of curious and you want to know. Everybody wants to know these kind of things, and we absolutely adore that fact. However, spoilers. Yeah, seasons are indeed broken down to various dates: astrological, meteorological, or solar. We work to meteorological, so. Looking at the Northern Hemisphere, that is going to be from March to the end of May. That is the Northern Hemisphere season of spring. I had to actually look that up the other day to see exactly what the date was classed as. Right, Grip over on YouTube would like to know, is the plan to release DLC on GOG at the same time as on all other platforms? Absolutely. We never want anybody to be kind of left behind in terms of they've got to wait for content. That is always the plan, that we want everything to be in sync. Now, obviously, when we released the PC version, that was ahead of everything else. Just because that's where we developed and then we ported over to the consoles. But then since then, we tried to keep everything at that same pace. So, yeah, that is the plan anyway. I'm going to hold off on them next two questions just so we can carry on with a few more of these features that are coming to the game, because there may be something that might answer some of the questions. So next up, a challenge of new enemy types and bosses. Obviously, that tied into the question earlier from Steam about the enemies being available into the Rift. So you are going to get new enemy types. You are going to have to deal with some new bosses. And they're going to be interesting. Interesting indeed. I really can't wait for you to get your hands on it and deal with these new enemies. It's going to be fun. I've got to stop. Lee's going to be there going, don't say anything, don't say anything. I can see Lee just, say, zip it. So there we go. And my head is slightly covering this one. I do apologize. But yeah, you're going to be exploring 4 new and expanded existing star systems, including the Okkar homeworlds. So that's going to be 4 systems. Okay. 4 systems that you're going to be able to visit. Okay, so that it is in total. We're not going to show you what they are currently. We may show them further down the line. But obviously at the time of now, we're just going to tell you that there's 4. Okay. Obviously, you know one of them. You do know one of them because you visited there and everybody's been asking to go back there. But yes, Aethon is definitely coming. That is one of them. But there are 3 other new star systems that are coming your way. I'll answer these questions. God, coming in thick and fast. Do keep them coming. I've kind of prepared as many answers as I can. We've been on the ball with this one, absolutely on the ball, because we knew that there was going to be a lot of interest. So if you do have any questions, throw them in. Lee is collating them like a madman, which I love to see. Davinator791 from Twitch. Would it be a major challenge to add co-op mode to the game? As plainly as I can say this, absolutely, it would be very, very difficult, and that's why it won't happen. We generally are quite categoric on this, that when you have the basis of design for a game, if you don't include multiplayer or co-op in that kind of design, then it's very difficult to retrofit afterwards, and that's kind of where we're at. We couldn't do it. The game is designed around a single player. A lot of our handcrafted environments are designed around single player, so it would be very, very difficult to do that now, and it's not on the table whatsoever. I think, I know a lot of people have asked, and we're very aware of that. We do keep an eye on everybody's desires, everybody's wishes, etc. But at the same time, we have to be honest, and even since before launch, we've said, which is coming up to nearly 2 years now. Oof, time flies. Yeah, co-op is not going to be a thing for EVERSPACE 2, I'm afraid. The same thing goes for VR. VR was a requested feature, but we're not investing in that because I know a lot of people have kind of asked for that, but it's not a path that we're going to go down. Lovely question though, Davinator, and we don't mind repeating them. I know the question does come up quite regular, but we're quite happy to dive back in and talk about it and kind of just give that explanation. It's Grind87 on Twitch. Is this like a DLC, like Titans, or more of a full expansion? This is a massive expansion. Okay. Titans was definitely the smaller DLC, but this one is definitely much, much bigger. And I can't state that. The amount of content that is kind of coming your way is huge. And I hope you kind of, with us being such a small team, I hope you appreciate how much work has gone into this. And I'm not blowing the guys' trumpet, back at the office, because they do all the magic. They are working their socks off to do some absolute magic with the game and bringing more content for you to enjoy. And that's what he said. We make games because you enjoy them. If you don't enjoy them, then we wouldn't be making games simple as ours. So yeah, you can look forward to a good size expansion. Absolutely. And we're going to be very fortunate to show more of it off over the coming months as well. So yeah, keep your reminders on so that when we stream, you'll get to see more of it. Jack Savage on YouTube. Welcome along, Jack Savage. Is the Wraith ship its own separate class, and how does it compare to the current legendary ship? Like, it's a tier higher than the level 4 ships, or on the same level? Now, we can't speak too much on this. However, it is its own separate class. It's a singular ship, literally known as the Wraith. Now, I did actually ask the team just to clarify where it actually kind of sits, because obviously we have the light, we have the mediums, and the heavies. And just so you're kind of aware, it's kind of in between a light and a medium. So we'll call it a light medium, medium light. It really is kind of an in between, but it's definitely not up towards the heavy, but it's more between the light and the medium. It's a kind of an amalgamation, really, and that is all I can really say on that. For your other parts of your questions, we'll have to wait and see. Bearded frog. Oh dear. I can always we're so lucky to have you, Bearded frog, with the questions that you ask. Can we mine the holy Okkar asteroid in Aethon with an Arc 9000? No, and I think if we did, the Okkar would be a bit upset that Eshahar was just all of a sudden blitzed with an Arc 9000. But, you know, I get the design. It's a bit like, you know, Arc 9000 fishing. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Right, I'm just going to hold off on them questions. We're going to dive through a few more of these points as well. So, here we go as well. Discovering dozens of new locations filled with secrets and new puzzle types. Now, I'm aware some people don't like puzzles. Some people love them. Some people loathe them. And it's the same for everything. Some people prefer the exploration. Some people aren't as good as others at doing any form of combat, etc. But some of these puzzles, the team have done wonders. I've really enjoyed testing them. Really enjoyed testing them. So, yeah, definitely some good stuff coming that way. Definitely coming your way soon. Power up your ships with new weapons and gear. How could we not have an expansion without new weapons and gear? Of course you're going to get some new weapons and gear. What are you going to get? You'll have to wait and see. But there is new stuff coming. Let's have a look. Benosaurus over on YouTube. Lee is frantically typing away on these questions. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So will there be any plan for random encounters featuring puzzles or closed environments like some of the caverns we're exploring in the main campaign? That's actually quite an interesting one. I don't think that there is a way to put in a random puzzle into some of the kind of generated instances that you go into. So when you go into like a distress signal or something like that, I don't think there's a way that we can put in puzzles into that. I definitely follow up with the team, but I don't think that's something that we can actually do. But I'll follow up. I've got that on the document, so I'll check in next week with the team to check on that. But I don't think we can do that. I know what you're asking, and it's a great idea. I just don't think the kind of technology to allow that to happen is actually there, unfortunately. Fire Dragon, increase of level cap of player. Now, I do need to check with the team on this. So just bear with me. I'll see if I can find that right now. Just bear with him. So yeah, let me just see if I can find that information, and we'll just see. I'll just carry on with the next question, then we'll go through more of these. Lobus85 on Twitch. Can you say something about the cost of the DLC? Not at the moment. We're not at that point. It's similar to the actual release date. We're not at that kind of time frame as such, because we've got so much to do. Further down the line, once we're closer to launch and we kind of have the details ready, then we will let you know. Okay, we'll definitely let you know, because we want you to know in advance. But yeah, as soon as we know, as soon as things are set in place, then definitely we will have the information to you. So yeah, I'll just wait to see if I can get some information on that, about the level cap increase. But in the meantime, I'll just carry on. Wow, look at the time. 30 minutes gone past already. I ain't even shown you the new planet yet. What's going on? Right, so this is an interesting one. Break limits with new upgradable Okkar equipment. I'm not going to say anything about this because I want this to be an intriguing point. One that I'm sure you'll have discussions around on Discord, on Reddit, in the chats, what that could mean. Yeah, Lee's like, be showing the new location eventually. Yes, we will. We'll definitely be showing it eventually. But I just wanted to run through these as much as I can. But yeah, we'll definitely have more information in the future about those upgradable Okkar equipment. Again, similar to new gear and weapons, you'll be able to collect new rare resources, which you are going to need, and also crafting blueprints, because we can't have things like that, can we? We can't leave those out. You all love those collecting those resources, collecting those blueprints, using your flat cannons here, there, and everywhere, and destroying whatever, you know, resources that you like. I can see the chat already. That implies this. Okay. Yeah, you keep thinking it. You keep thinking it. You keep thinking it. It's all good. It's all good. And then moving on. Space Out to expanded soundtrack. Adding new exploration, travel, and battle music. Indeed, we are. We're definitely going to be bringing new tunes for the soundtrack, which are going to be featured in the game as well, which is going to be very, very nice. Some of the tunes are very, very cool. Gero and Lucas have done some wonderful stuff. Again, chef's kiss. Just love the team. Flory. Could Gary name all the new star systems? None of them should be secret. Or no. Grip. I was waiting for that, to be fair. It's all fine and dandy, but where are the space hamsters? Yeah. It's a kind of a little in-joke, space hamsters. If you've come across the Redeemer Inquisitors in the game, which we do have a physics bug. There is a physics bug with them, which causes them sometimes to spiral. It's a known thing. It's a difficult bug to pin down, annoyingly. It's kind of one of those just drives you nuts, where they've looked at the issue, they think they've cured it, and then it's still there. And it is one of those things. What I will say is, if you do come across the bug in an instance, can happen in HRAs, etc. If you kind of reload your next earliest save and reload and come back in, it might just cure itself. Again, it's just a physics bug, which is very, very difficult to pin down. Annoying, but there it is. There it is. Right, and when is this all coming your way? Late spring 2025. So I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, where we're having a discussion around when spring actually is, but late spring for us is kind of just before summer. Yeah, it's going to be a few months yet, so just be patient. Let the team cook, let the team work on everything that we need to work on, and we shall see. Just bear with me if I've had no, nothing yet. Let me just see if I can message another and see. There we go. Right. So, yeah, let's... Lobus is there. Lobus again over on Twitch. Okay. Fire Dragon, by the way, just to go back to your... I just have a little ping there. Just a little ping. It's still being discussed. Nothing yet has been decided about the level cap. So as soon as we know, we'll let you know. So it's still being discussed. And kind of Lobus85 on Twitch. Is New Game Plus a thing for now, or at least replayable missions? Again, it's something that the team are going to discuss. Once we find out one way or the other, then we'll let you know. It can be difficult to do a New Game Plus, but it's something that the team need to discuss. Once we kind of know, we'll let you know either way. And I think it's only kind of... it depends on the time frame and the work involved, because, again, it's just a... Dev time is so precious, and we've only got so much we can do in that time. And we've got to hit kind of deadlines. We've got to hit times that we want to, to get to. We don't want to slip. We're very, very astute in trying to hit a deadline, is what I'm trying to say. So if it's something that isn't feasible within that time frame, then we'll have to unfortunately it could be something that's called. So yeah, but yeah, we did. I've just sent a message there, Lee. I've just replied to it there. So yeah, Calendrax, I just see that question there, which I'm just going to answer for you about the Okkar fighter. I did just kind of mention it. The Okkar fighter specifically, and I'll bring it back up so that you boys and girls can see it again. Whee, there we go. It is a kind of class on its own. It's not a light, it's not a medium, and it's not a heavy. In kind of terms of size, it kind of sits between a light and a medium. Okay, so it isn't a light class and it isn't a medium class. I actually asked this because I was kind of, where does it kind of, why does it come to? So it's not a medium and it's not a light, so it sits in between there. So we just definitely had to clarify that. So yeah, call it a heavy light or a light medium. Call it a light medium. Lydium. Call it a Lydium. Yeah, Lydium. Yeah, Chatterwee's got it. Yeah, Lydium. Yeah. Davinator, will there be specific missions that will require a certain type of ship? Generally, we try to avoid that because it's not fair if you don't actually have that ship. Now, I can imagine, I'm not saying anything here, I can imagine that during certain parts of the storyline that you're going to be utilizing an Okkar ship, but you'll have to wait and see in that. Angel Near, Angle Near. You've got Angel Near, an Angel Near on. That's probably an Angel is near, I reckon. Will the max level cap increase? We just kind of just discussed that just a few minutes before you turned up. It's still to be discussed. So we're going to be letting you know if it's going to happen in the future. I'm classed as a light medium, apparently. I love it. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, we would really appreciate that you hit us up for a wish list over on Steam if you've not already. That is the link. Do follow it. Do hit it up and check it out and just tick that little box as a yes, wish list this, because it does help us just get that visibility, which would be very, very cool. Bearded Frog, you don't want to fly a Gary class. Probably very fragile. I don't think I've ever been called fragile in my life, to be fair. I don't think I've ever been called fragile. Former rugby player and 6 foot tall. I've never been fragile, to be fair. Andreas on stream on Twitch. Is it PS5? It will be coming to all the platforms. All the platforms. So PlayStation, consoles, Mac, GOG, Steam. It'll be coming there when it's ready to launch. So there we go. Right. What I need to do is, because I've got to get the dev build loaded up, we are going to look at the new planetary surface that you may have seen a little bit of. Okay. Just a little bit. You might have seen a little bit of it. But you're just going to have to bear with me while I set this up, because it's going to be, a few minutes. Dev builds. Again, whatever you see in the next 30 minutes or so, as I show this off and we talk about things, it is a very much a work in progress. I cannot stress this enough. It's not final. It's a bit like this ship. It's not final. We're still working on elements, still optimizing, still doing a lot of stuff. Okay, so just bear with me. So we're just going to switch over to the intermission while I get things set up, and then we shall be back. So think of more questions. If you've got them, throw them into the chat. Lee's going to collate them, and then I will be answering them as soon as I can. So do bear with me. Don't go nowhere. Right, well, we're getting loaded up. If you want to follow us over on the Facebook, on Insta, Twitter, YouTube, Discord, everywhere, TikTok, even go on TikTok. And if you're not already, you can follow us on Blue Sky, which is a wonderful new website, social media website, which we are using quite significantly because it's a beautiful place to be. Lord M, I see your question there just over on YouTube. There's no release date set. It's late spring. So as soon as we have some information on that, we will be letting everybody know. Right. Let's just do this. Let's get loaded in. Dev builds, always good. If you see anything wonky, anything weird, anything strange, then hey, dev build. You gotta love it. You've gotta love it. Still loading. Come on. Keep asking those questions. Lee's going to be collating them. I see some ticking through there as well. We do have a new Discord poll as well for pilots. If you want to answer that, you can in the pilot polls over on the Discord. What is your favorite primary weapon in the game? So your favorite primary. We want to know. We want to know. So we'll have to see, eh? We'll have to see. Right, just bear with me. Just bear with me. Right. Boop, boop. Nearly there, nearly there. Just got to do a few things. Got to get rid of some things. Don't want you seeing that thing. Oh, you can't see that. Definitely can't see that. Oh, no, that. Nope, you don't want to see that either. Oh, that's not good. Definitely. Oof. Can we show that? Can we? No, we can't show that. Definitely not. Right. Let's just check. So there we go. Right. Okay. Right. Let's switch. Let me just check. Don't want to. Got to be careful there. I don't want to be showing something that you don't want to see. Oh, there we go. Right. I think we should be good. We should be good. Right. Here we are. Just going to turn up the sound on the game. So, here we are. Welcome to one of the new planets that you are going to be visiting in the expansion Wrath of the Ancients, releasing later this year. I'm going to be flying around with no HUD on. I'm not going to be diving too deep into areas because, again, we don't want to show everything, but it is a new place that you have not seen before. Well, you kind of have. I will remove myself from the screen as well because you don't want me in the way, do you? Definitely don't want me in the way. Let's get rid of that. Oop, there we go. Disappeared. Is there a fire in your house? No, indeed. So we'll have a little fly around, shall we? And then, yeah, we'll just try and enjoy what we see. Let's enjoy what we see. If you do spot anything, do give it a shout out. Just see what it is. Obviously, you can see the sand. Very Dune-esque. Very Dune-esque. Just gonna turn the bit of boost on. As we head through here. Some structures. Very familiar. I think we've seen these before. Again, this is not final. It's definitely still a work in progress, but the art team have done a wonderful job. I am playing on Epic, all settings as much as I can, but I am using DLSS only because I do play at 4K and it kind of tanks my frame rate just a little, but DLSS is a wonderful technology, which I think is good if you can utilize it. Let's have a little look-see over here. What can we see? These structures. Do these belong to? Structures confirmed. Absolutely. Having a little sand shower there. Yes, look at that. Yeah, that's all cool. All that nice bit there. Interesting. I do love how the art team, again, this isn't final. They haven't finished, but I do think the art team have done a wonderful texturization of the job. It's actually quite nice and peaceful. But I don't think it's going to be like that when you're playing. The hole in the ground there. It's dangerous. Somebody could fall down there. People are like, there's a hole in the ground. Yes, definitely. You are hearing some of the new music, by the way. This is one of the new atmospheric tracks. It's been created by Gero and Lucas. Keep those questions coming. Lee will collect them and we'll talk about them after we've had a little playthrough and shown you some more of this. Ooh. There's a hole in the wall. Who put a hole in the wall there? Fancy doing that. I'm actually trying not to bash into anything because I tend to when I'm flying around in these tight places. Sand waterfall confirmed. Indeed, indeed. And now something is reaching for the sky. Blazing hot desert land. What secrets does it hold? You may recognize it from the announcement trailer. Certain elements are from within there. Glorious looking structure. How is that going to play in? What secrets does that hold? I love the curiosity. I love the question. Is that? Oh, wow. Look at that. Ooh, what's that do? Now, I've just got to the edge of the map there because I was too high. But there we go. There we go. Right. Just while I'll just come back down to more ground level so we can kind of look at this structure. So that is one part of a new planetary system that you're going to be visiting in the expansion Wrath of the Ancients. I mean, just even from this height and looking around the clouds, the rolling, craggy hills, the sandy environment. Sky structure up there. What is going to be in there? Right. So while we're just hanging around in the air, hopefully not bashing into anything because we're still moving ever so slightly. I'm just going to turn them on. Let's have a little look at some of the questions that we've got coming. DFCM454 over on Twitch. Any neutron cannon enjoyers here? I hope to see a return in EVERSPACE 2 with the new expansion. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Beta Frog, will spice be a new commodity then? I can see that people will think, oh, there's a kind of Dune tie in there. Yeah. We'll let you speculate on that one as well. It's Grind87 on Twitch. Playtime for the new storyline. It's not something that we can kind of put a figure on at the moment, if we're honest. Once we kind of get closer to launch again, similar to pricing and release date, etc., then we will be able to. I think I'll just bring myself in. Hello, welcome back. So yeah, as soon as we have more details on that, then we will definitely be letting people know. But yes, it's a astonishing cool art from the team, I think, is how we can define that. I do like it, and I like it a lot. And obviously, it's a very nice environment. And obviously, with the structures there as well, which you can salivate over for a little bit longer. So Cycloid rather, over on Twitch. What would you say is the primary color scheme of the new expansion? That's a very interesting question, actually, because obviously we have themes that run through a certain DLC or environments, sorry, of the star systems. There's a variety, is all I'm going to say. It's not going to be just one primary thing. Obviously, this kind of planet has the oranges and the kind of faint greens and blues and kind of that dramatic coloration effect. But there's going to be a few. But yeah, fair play. I know Briggs, you've just put Art Team for the win. Yeah, absolutely. I think they've done a brilliant job. Really have. Tiberius Asturians. God, I love these names. Over on Twitch. Will there be a new OST? It's something that definitely we will be doing. In terms of we've got new tunes for battle, traversing, etc. So yes, we'd be rude not to. I think with the work that Gero and Lucas have done on that as well. The Kraken over on YouTube. Any updates or tweaks to graphic settings for DLC launch? Now, we are working on specifically an update to the engine. Currently, we're on Unreal Engine 5.4.2. That is what we're currently on. Now, the team are working on updates to Unreal Engine 5.5.2. Now, there aren't many things such as graphical updates that are going to be different, if I'm honest. Do you know what I do love? And I'm sorry, I'm just going to cut myself off here halfway through a question. But as the clouds pass in front of the sun, you can see how it creates the shadow on the rock formations and everything. It's kind of a living environment. It's very, very cool. Very, very cool. But yeah, sorry, just to go back to that. So yeah, we're updating to Unreal Engine 5.5.2. There's nothing really that's going to be coming to the game in terms of huge tweaks in terms of graphics. Now, going from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5 was quite a significant leap, whereas Unreal Engine 5.4.2 to 5.5.2 isn't a huge leap in terms of what it's going to bring. Now, one of the things, and it would be a question that we will get asked, is Megalights, which is a new feature within Unreal Engine 5.5. Currently, the plan is not to use something along those lines because we don't utilize enough light sources within the game. Now, the way that Unreal Engine 5.5 Megalights works is that you can kind of improve the lighting massively, but with a reduced overhead. But for us, we don't have enough light sources that will actually kind of benefit from that. So the work on that is currently not going to happen. If that should change for whatever reason, then we will let you know. But currently, that isn't within the plan. Flory on Twitch. Will there be a third Titan? The ancient warship seems kind of like. Maybe. Possibly. I have to wait and see. I love I love the people that ask the question that they know I can't answer. I think they're just going to ask it anyway, and they're like, "Meh, we'll see if he slips up." I'm sure it will one day. Absolutely positive. One day I will slip up. However, today's not that day, and I might have just, done a bad thing there. But yeah, that is like I say, our first look at one of the new planets that's coming your way. You will have seen it in the trailer that we showed earlier, our announcement trailer. There is little segments from there. And there's been other bits that we've shown as well. If you were here last week, you will know that I did show off a little bit of Aethon as well, which we might have a little look at as well. So I think that'll be cool. Oh, we're coming up to nearly an hour. We're nearly an hour. We're coming up to 50 odd minutes now. I thought, okay, it's going to be a short stream. We're not going to get to show much. Now, I'm sure that you all want to see one of the, again, work in progress, quality of life improvements that we're going to be bringing to the game. So I'm just going to hop out of here. I'm going to switcheroo on the dev build. You're not going to see anything because I'm not allowed to show you, so you're just going to have to make do. And then we'll come back and we'll show you just one of the quality of life things. So do bear with me while I switcheroo, and then we shall be back in a moment. While we're doing that and I do this and get things changed over and everything, don't forget to follow us on all the different places. If you haven't already, please do join us on the Discord. You'll see my happy smiley username on there interacting with you. If you've got any questions and you need follow-ups, do follow me on there. It's a wonderful place. Lots of stuff to get entertained in. Grip, we are not having a Nyan cat livery. Nope. 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 Right, just bear with me while I go to there. Space hamster delivery. I just love that the people are loving the space hamster. Mute Hive option as a quality of life. How can you say that about Hive? Hive's a wonderful creature. He's awesome. He's awesome. He's awesome. Right. Okay, right. So remember, what you see here is still a work in progress. It's not final. There will be bugs, I'm sure, that we'll try and eradicate through playtesting, game testing, etc., which we do a significant amount of. But we shall switcheroo back again now to here. Oh, hello. We're in the inventory. What's that all about? So let's just bring that back in. So one of the things that we kind of have been asked about quite numerous times, and we have the we have the desire to try and accommodate as many things as we can. But we can't always do it. However, some things do take time, and sometimes we are able to accommodate those things. Now, we all know that when we come to our lovely place here and we go, oh, hello, look at all that stuff. Oh, what am I going to do? Oh, okay. I want to swap my ship. Oh, I've got to liberate a gunship, but I want to switch to my interceptor. But that means, do you know, I've got to take it, go down here. I've got to go like this. I've got to put that into there. And then I've got to go to this ship and then go, then do this and then, put it into there. We hear you. Okay, we hear you. When we are here, please note, down below, this nice new little button. Open ship to ship transfer. Now, all of a sudden, you can see your ships. Now, I've only got the two. Okay, so this is a build that only has the two ships. So, for example, all of a sudden, I'm wanting to switch up my stuff that was on my gunship, but I want to take my interceptor out. But I want to take those things. I don't want to have to do the extra step of going to my hangar, into my storage, to then take things off my ship and then switch it around. So when you are in home base, now you can transfer ship to ship. If I had the other ships, if I had, 5 or 6 ships, for example, then all of a sudden now I can just go drag. I can put it there. Nano injectors. Do you know what? I'm going to put it in there. If all of a sudden I'm thinking, I'd really like to use that railgun. That would be cool. I'm going to use that on my interceptor as well. Boom. There you go. So now you're able to just swap things around at your leisure between any of your ships. Okay, like I say, if you have more of your ships, IB Heisenberg, indeed, and that is it. Sometimes we have the desire to do these things. I know we hear you, and we do, and it's my job. Okay, this is part of my job, that what you have a desire for, then I do collect them every month, and and Lee will back me up on this. I have to produce a report with kind of the top topics of what you guys and girls are talking about, and even in my meetings directly with some of the team, I will put your points across. I will put your desires across. But as always, and we're very transparent and upfront about this, is we can't always do them. Usually it's down to time, okay, and a desire to do them. Report confirmed. Yeah. So yeah, that's one of my tasks every month, is to write a monthly report for the team to let you all know, let them all know what's happening on the community side. So if you do put a point, I may not respond to it directly. I may not actually be able to say, hey, this is going to happen, this isn't going to happen. I will collect it, I will collate it, and then I'll put it across to the team. And this is one of those things. We've heard the desire. We know that some of you guys love to go and do, oh, I want to go in this ship, I want to go in this ship, etc. Then it's an ideal situation for us at the time that we can do a quality of life improvement, because we hear you. It's been on the radar for quite a while. Again, we've heard the call, and it's something that we're like, yeah, if we have the time for it, we will do it. And I think people can get kind of frustrated if it doesn't happen straight away, but we always note the desire. One thing I've actually realized as well is that I can't put that in. Oh no, I've got my legendary equipped. You see, there's nothing there. However, if I had something in my storage, for example, then you can drag it into there, because obviously you can just switch around as you normally do. But pretty much now, when you're in your inventory, open ship to ship transfer, and you can do that. Any other questions on there? Let's have a look. DFCM454 over on Twitch. Could we get a quality of life change where we can change the order of our ships in the hangar, like click and drag one of the 9 pips to put it in a different spot? I don't know if that is actually something we'll be able to achieve. If you want to, then put it in as a suggestion on our Discord. Again, I will feed it back to the team and I'll see what they say. I don't actually know if it's going to be feasible in the time that we have. A lot of people kind of, yes, it's a real cool quality of life thing. However, we felt that some of the time doing this ship to ship transfer will benefit more people than somebody having, you know, a ship in a specific position. But it's something that we can look at. And again, I will feed it back to the team. It might not be possible though, and I want to be kind of upfront about that. We are limited on time. We're trying to cram in as much as we can, but we do have to hit deadlines. We do have to hit times and everything else. So I'm not entirely sure if that would be possible. But please do put it in the Discord. I'll follow up with the team next week for you all and see what we can achieve or not. Yep, control click selects multi-items. Yeah, so if you do want to swap things over, then you can. So like that, there, and then boink. Actually, that didn't do that. Oh yeah, hang on. And then move. Sorry, move. Hit move. Yeah, I think that might be a quirk where you can't drag them all at once, but you can hit the F key for move. So as Frog just put there, if you click all of these, you can see that we have move. Actually, you can't because it's under me. There we go. You got. Why is it there? I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll select that one as well. And you can see just below me now it says move. So if I hit that, boom, they all move. So if you want to select the ones that you want to move en masse, as long as you've got the storage in the other ship, obviously that's all one of the issues. You've got to make sure you have the room, but it is easier now. And again, just swapping out your secondaries. If you want to put them in, you can do that. If you want to swap out those, it's a bit of a problem. You have to take that one out, maybe put that into there, or drop that one down to there. Depending upon your catalyst that you have, you can have the 4, etc. Let's have a look. Davinator 791 on Twitch. It's been a while since I played, but can we level up legendaries we receive early in game? Currently, no. That isn't a thing. Again, something that it may change in the future, but no, not at the moment. Not at the moment. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. So, but yeah, that is the quality of life improvement. I thought it was one of the more prominent ones that I think people will enjoy, that they will like, because I know some of you guys will be flying in a Liberator gunship somewhere, doing a rift, and then it's like, oh, I want to try if this works on my Predator. It kind of gets around. I know people have asked for loadouts, and that's a totally different thing, and that can get a bit more complex. Whereas this, when you're swapping items directly between two ships, it's easier to achieve. I know it's on the surface, it's like, oh, that should be easy. You just make sure it's in a list, and then you copy that over. There's a lot more things because it's tied in with the UI. I know people like Tease and that would be like, it's difficult to do, and I wish they could explain it, but I know that it is tough to do. And again, it all falls down to the time that we have to actually be able to do these things, which can be very, very difficult. In fact, what I've still got to do is, I haven't shown you everything, and some of you won't have seen these. So I'm just going to turn the game capture off a second. There we go. We can just do that. So just as a reminder of everything that is coming your way in Wrath of the Ancients. So new post-game storyline, expanding the EVERSPACE universe. We're going to be journeying through several new major side quests, exploring the Okkar civilization, which we've never seen before. Okay, so you're going to be diving into there. You're going to be flying the new Wraith Okkar ship as well. Not confirmed. Gary can't say, but I guess yes. Honestly, if I say I can't say it, it means that I either don't know and I don't want to speculate, or it could happen. I don't actually know. Generally, if it's a definite no, then I will say if I'm able to. So yeah. But yeah, for anybody that hasn't seen the Okkar ship, we're going to show that one last time as well. Just for over there, right where over there. So that's the Okkar ship, because I know some of you people have just joined us and you might not have seen it, but it is in our store page, our announcement page on Steam as well, where you can see that as well. But I will post it back up into our Discord as well. I did post it a couple of days ago, but if you haven't already seen it, that is the new Okkar ship, which is still work in progress. Lots to do on that score. So yep. Expanded new cast of characters, and some people will be coming back. Yes, definitely returning characters as well. New enemy types and bosses. Ooh. Yep, that's all I'll say on that one. You got 4 new expanded existing star systems, including the Okkar homeworlds. One of the systems you've already visited to, obviously Aethon, which is a very nice little place, but you are going to be going there for definite. Discover dozens of new locations filled with secrets and new puzzles, which I'm sure you'll all find in good time. Power up your ships with new weapons and gear. Break limits with new upgradable Okkar equipment. I just love that one. I love that one. Collect rare resources, crafting blueprints, and space out to an expanded soundtrack, adding new exploration, travel, and battle music to the mix. And then this is all planned for late spring. Okay, so this is Northern Hemisphere spring. A few months' time, where we've got a lot to work on, a lot to cook, a lot to get through. And you just got to bear with us on that if you can. Right. Before I go, we've got some more stuff from the press kit, actually, which is out there as now for the press to check out. So this is one of the, obviously, the pictures. This is one of the Joe, I'm gonna get rid of myself so you can actually see the environments as they appear. So this is some of the wonderful new environments that are coming your way. Some of them, again, you might have seen last week. Yes, might have seen last week. That one also had a little sneak in last week. Some amazing screenshots. I believe Tony from the team takes a lot of these. I mean, he's a whiz, an absolute whiz, and he does some wonderful screenshots for us as well. And then we have this ever so slightly destructed place, should we call it. It's not looking best. It's seen better days. Maybe visiting there. A very fiery and icy place there as well. I can imagine that that's going to be a tough one to navigate. What secrets? What does that light lead you to? What's in there? You'll find out in a few months' time. Oh, another place that you may have to discover, another place that you may have to work out things. What is in there? Nothing a bit of flex tape cannot fix. I love it. I love it. Similar to what we showed earlier. If you didn't see it, we did fly around one of the new planetary surfaces in the Okkar homeworld on one of the planets there. Similar structure, but a slightly different environment. What does that mean? How are they tied? How are they linked? And then finally, I'm going to leave you with that little nugget, or big nugget. What is that? And what does it mean? I can just imagine you boys and girls are just like, oh, that is a very big structure, by the way. That is a huge structure. Very huge. The beacons are lit. Yeah, the Okkar call for aid. I'm not entirely sure if it's the Okkar that need help, to be fair. The biggest desk ornament ever. that could be an interesting desk ornament. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how big a desk that would actually be, but that's big. Yeah, don't worry, that sun is very far away. Very far away. Oh dear. If you do have any final questions before we finish, because like I said, we're not doing a full stream, even though we're kind of way over time. We're only going to be doing about an hour, but hey, look, we've done over an hour already. If you do have any more questions, do fire them in now before we head off. And a reminder for you all, please, if you've not already, do hit that button on that page. That is our store page on Steam for a wish list. Even if you don't purchase it on there, you can wish list it. Then it gives us a kind of little boost, which is always right. Is this like a new version of one of those crystal stations from EVERSPACE? What? Everybody thinks it's a golf ball now. Yeah. All of a sudden, Rory McIlroy in EVERSPACE 2. Yeah. That's definitely not going to be in there. Will they have a new boss? This is the thing. You will have to wait and see. You will have to find out and see what happens in the future. Now, I'm going to head out of here now. We will be back next week with a normal stream. So we'll be back again. That means you've had 3 weeks of me streaming. I spoil you sometimes on a Friday night. Oh, what more could I be doing on a Friday night? I won't answer that. But anyway, we'll be back next week for a 2-hour stream with our usual gameplay. Me dying, probably, maybe, who knows. We'll see what we kind of can reveal over the next few months. Again, we're still cooking. The guys in Germany got the chef's hat on, and they are cooking away. So give it some time. We'll start revealing things bit by bit. Okkar Epcot Center. I know that reference. But there we go. So do join us next week. Same time, same place. I hope you can join us then. I'm going to bid you adieu. Thanks very much for joining us. Thanks to Lee for collating all those questions. And thank you for being with us. You're absolute legends. We'll be back in 7 days. New pilot poll is up on the Discord. Get signing up for that. Give us your thoughts on it. What is the best weapon, primary weapon you think in EVERSPACE 2? And we shall see you next week. I think we should play the trailer again, don't you? See you next week, folks. Bye for now.
Ancient beings came forth from the stars. They brought fire to the Okkar when our ancestors walked the sands and lifted them to the sky. Now we sail the stars. Servants, warriors, merchants, clerics, prideful masters of a domain spanning worlds. vicious war settled with a flawed peace. Scarred voices call to restore our honor. Division in a unified people. The ancients hear our discord. They rise. Filled with wrath.